Media reports citing sources suggest closed-door discussions between India and the United States have wrapped up this week in New Delhi. Reports now suggest that both sides have made notable progress during the four-day negotiations. The talks were aimed at laying the groundwork for a larger agreement that facilitates trade and rationalizes tariffs. India and the United States trade currently stands at about $190 billion, and it aims to take that number to a whopping $500 billion by 2030. Now, key areas of focus also include discussions on non-tariff barriers, market access for agricultural and industrial products, and the United States reportedly has requested for an open market for such items such as wheat, corn and dairy, while Indian authorities are said to have pushed back, according to reports. However, premium US imports like almonds, walnuts and pistachios are said to be exempted. Now, digital trade is emerging as a major source of revenue for both nations. Improved data related to cooperation and streamlined customs processes are amongst the discussions. The discussions on defense exports and energy were also held, and according to reports, steel tariffs have reportedly emerged as a major sticking point in the negotiations. India, which is a major exporter of steel and other materials, has asked for relief from the steep 50% levy imposed by Washington. While the details of the deal are yet to be made public, both sides are reportedly committed to striking a deal at the upcoming G7 summit in Canada, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the US President Donald Trump are expected to meet. The clock is ticking on the 90-day pause on retaliatory tariffs imposed by the US. Inking a deal is key for both nations as each of them advance separate trade talks with other trading partners. Now, speaking to Le Figaro, a French publication, India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has said, and I quote him here, "We are hopeful of reaching an agreement before the tariff suspension ends on the 9th of July. For now, the two nations are looking at an interim agreement with provisions for a second round of talks later during the year." And WION's Assistant Editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal, has sent us this report. Listen in.
India and the US are literally burning the midnight oil to chalk out a trade agreement. We know that the Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that he is hopeful that a trade agreement can be reached before the 9th of July deadline. That deadline basically relates to the suspension of the reciprocal tariffs. After that, the reciprocal tariffs come into effect. But we know that there are several layers of this conversation that has been happening. We know that the first public mentioning of the trade agreement this year was made during the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Washington in the month of February. Now, the focus remains as to how both sides can work on several elements to chalk out the differences, find the convergences, and this happening at a time when India has been in touch with the European Union for a free trade agreement to be concluded later this year. Also with UK, we know that there is announcement, both sides agreeing to free trade agreement. Now there is legal scrubbing that is awaited, and it is expected that that free trade agreement will be signed very soon in coming few months. With video journalist Siddhant Sibal for WION in New Delhi.